Hey guys, I'm Johnny Alchemy and thank you for checking out my video. Tonight there is a full moon in Scorpio, so I will be doing a reading based on our hidden emotions. Just like the tides, full moons heighten our emotions and bring deep-rooted, hidden, possibly repressed feelings to the surface. The Scorpio aspect will intensify these feelings, and they will seek to analyze and bring stability to them as a fixed water sign. Remember that the moon emits no light of its own, and what we see is nothing but a reflection of the sun's light on its surface. So with the moon and Scorpio working together, this is a time of deep reflection on our unconscious feelings and how we seek to address them in order to attain peace. So for this reading, we'll have 5 stacks, 4 cards each. I'll be analyzing your current state of being, your hidden emotions, how they affect you, and possibly some advice on how to come to terms with them. So let's get on with the reading. Okay guys, we're about to start the reading. We have stack 1, 2, 3, 4, and stack 5 right here for you to choose from. I would suggest taking a moment now to pause the video, maybe meditate for a few minutes, clear your mind, open your heart, possibly connect with all the universal energies that are around us at this moment, or not. So when you're ready, feel free to choose a stack with your intuition or gut instinct, and choose the one that is most calling out to you, or the one that you are most drawn to. Okay guys, so let's begin. We have stack 1 right here for us. Let's see. All upright. Okay. Okay. So let's see. For your current state right now, you have the 9 of Wands. So with the 9 of Wands, you have shown some resiliency, some determination, and some willpower, and in the terms of what you're trying to achieve in your life. The Wands always represent your achievements and your goals and what you want to accomplish. So you've achieved a lot. You're a 9, almost going on a 10. 10 means the completion of a cycle. So you're almost there. But at this moment, you may be feeling a little tired. You may be feeling a little drained. And you might be feeling, actually, that this is a test of your faith at this moment. Currently, with the 9s, there's always a test of faith because you're almost there and you begin to start questioning, what was the point of all this? Is this all worth it? I haven't attained exactly what I wanted to attain yet at this point, and I thought I would have gotten further. So there might be some self-doubt, but here you are learning to actually open up and understand that you have achieved a lot here. And with this, you can see the guy, he looks a little wary. He is holding onto his staff, ready to defend himself, ready to kind of like push away others. But here you're actually on the upright position. You are learning to trust others and actually bring others onto your journey with you. So here it's very important that in your current state of mind that you remember that you're almost there, that your faith is being tested, and that you are almost ready to achieve and attain what you set out to from long ago. This is a long-term goal process. And so let's see your hidden emotion. Oh, 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles is a great card. For your hidden emotions, it seems like your drive here from all this attainment is to receive a certain type of monetary, physical attainment. In terms of a bigger aspect. With the 10 of Pentacles, there's something about legacy. There's something about generational wealth, where you're setting up a foundation for not only for yourself at this current moment, but for the future of your family or your friends or whoever you want to pass this wealth along to down the road. So this is a hidden emotion for you right now, where you are which is actually the drive for what you're feeling right now. So you may be trying to attain wealth. You may be trying to attain maybe a lot of assets, maybe a lot of property. Maybe you're trying to make great investments and have a long investment that you can live off of and have your family and children and so forth, generations live off of. So here there's a certain security that you want to set for yourself through this attainment. And how does this affect you? It affects you with the 4 of Pentacles. So with the 4 of Pentacles, it shows again that you have achieved a lot in terms of your physical realm, in terms of your assets and your materials, possibly wealth, possibly health, whatever it is. But here you have attained a lot. But what it's saying is, be careful not to be greedy. Look at this guy. He's sitting on his coins. He's holding on to his coins. He even has one on his head. And that's showing that money is on his mind and he's holding on to it, that he's grasping onto it. So be careful when you are attaining a lot. understand that you're attaining so that you can have it in flow. You're not attaining just so you can hoard it. Money is best used in flow. Example, using it in investments, using it in ways that you can give back to yourself to re-nourish yourself and put back energy into yourself, and understand that there's a reward for the whole process of you doing this. It's not just to hoard the money and not use it. So be careful with in terms of this hidden emotion, how it could be affecting you. Even though money is on your mind, don't let it take over you. Don't let it be the focus. The focus here is for the wealth and happiness of your future generations, not to hold on to the money. Don't be so focused on the money. Be careful not to become greedy. And so, in terms of here, wow, okay, so with the Lovers, so in terms of advice, trying to come to terms with all of this going on, in terms of a hidden emotion and your agendas and what you're going through, the Lovers is about choices, the choices that we have in our life, and making sure that they are seen, that they are in alignment with who we truly are. The choices, with the Lovers, a lot of people may think, means a relationship, means love, means happiness, and a marriage, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is, about husband and wife. But also it's about the duality, the fact that we have choices, that we're able to choose. Like this man here, this is a representation of Adam and Eve. Eve is in front of the tree of life with the snake, the serpent. That's the tree of knowledge. Here is Adam. He's in front of a burning tree. That is the passions. That is actually with in alignment with the universe and the zodiac signs. So here there is a balance between the material and the spiritual, which I can totally see in your total reading. So you have to balance here that even though you're attaining a lot in the material world and your purpose is to gain in the material, understand that there is a spiritual aspect here behind yourself that you're nourishing. That's the bigger picture. The fact that you have to find a balance in between these two. You're attaining a lot, you're manifesting a lot in your physical realm, but understand what the purpose is. What the purpose is in terms of what your true alignment is. And you can only find that through the divine. That means your intuition, understanding who you are, connecting with who you are, and making sure that you don't lose track what the big purpose is here in terms of what you want to achieve. I believe that's all I see for stack 1. So yeah, I think in terms of here, you want to achieve a lot. You have achieved a lot, actually. That's your current state. You want to achieve even more in terms of long-term financial or material security for yourself and your generations. But be careful not to fall into the aspect of greed and let money take over your mind and let it be the full focus. Understand here that you have choices. Maybe you have to reevaluate what the big purpose is, and always remind yourself what the bigger picture is. That not only is it about attainment, but it's about fulfilling yourself as well and being in true alignment with what your true intentions are. So that's what I see for this stack. Let's move on to the next. Okay guys, so we're going to move on to stack number 2. Let's see what we got. Okay guys, so let's see what we got here. So, in your current state of being right now, you have the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is a great card because it is literally the happily ever after card. It is the dream come true card. Look at this. The people are looking over the rainbow at this arc of all these chalices. And these chalices are the emotional fulfillment that they have attained, that this person has attained. So you may be feeling this right now where everything feels in alignment. Everything feels great. You feel truly blessed, and it seems like a completely ideal state for you. Not only for yourself, but here we also talk about the family. You can see a wife and her husband, the kids, playing in this beautiful place that they own, out in the seclusion where they can be themselves. And this is what it's about. It's the fact that we attain things, we feel fulfilled. And when we feel fulfilled, we can share that love and that security to others. You can share it not only with your family, but with your friends, with your support groups, with close people who are close to you, with your community, whatever it is. But you feel complete fulfillment right now. You feel just like that your dreams have truly come true. And that's a really great feeling, honestly, to have in your current state right now. So moving on in terms of a hidden emotion. So, speaking of yourself, we have the Emperor. So the Emperor actually symbolizes the father archetype. So this could literally mean something to deal with your father in your past, possibly, maybe some way the way he raised you, or this could be the fatherly role, fatherly energy that you have within yourself. So here, in terms of a hidden emotion, with the father figure, they are kind of strict. They have rules. They actually give system and regulation and order amongst all the chaos, which is amongst all the chaos in life, which is a great thing. But also, with the father figure, maybe in the past, have you been too strict on yourself? Have you been too diligent in following the rules? Maybe not expressing yourself, not allowing yourself to stray away from certain paths, being very limiting on yourself and following the rules and not expressing yourself, your own individuality, and expressing who you are as your own unique person. Maybe this is something that maybe is for some of you, maybe if you had a father who was like that, who was very domineering, who expected a lot of things from you, who didn't want you to go down certain paths because in his life it didn't work out that way, but you felt you wanted to because you are your own person. You are your own individual who has their own life and aspirations and dreams. Obviously, look at that, you've attained it. So here, maybe in the past you have battled this. Maybe this has been something that you have come to terms with, actually, which I could see right here. If you come to terms with being so rigid and so focused on the rules and just so narrow pathed on a certain way that never served you, and then you get steered off that path, I can understand how that can lead to true fulfillment, how that can lead to feeling that you're complete and that you are one with yourself and that you're finally able to share yourself with others, your true, unique, authentic self. And so how does this hidden emotion affect you right here? It is the Queen of Cups reversed. So I could imagine here, especially looking at the two cups right here, it shows that you're possibly a very emotional person. You are focused on your emotions and you're driven by your emotions. You are not this hard, strict, feeling, rules-abiding person. And maybe when in the past, when you had to deal with these emotions, it turned out and manifested as the reverse Queen of Cups. So with the reverse Queen of Cups, this person, she actually, her emotions get the best of her. With her, she can be a little emotionally volatile. She'll bottle her emotions. She will not express herself. She will have difficulty expressing herself. And she may not be able to be emotionally available, not only for herself, but for everyone around her. So I can see here, in terms of this story, that dealing with this in the past of who you were, maybe whether it be your father figure or how you were in the past, it manifested here where you weren't able to be emotionally available or be able to emotionally express yourself and be who you are, which is someone who is emotional. There's strength in emotion here, which you've obviously come to realize with the Ten of Cups, but this has been probably, especially if this symbolizes your father, this is something that you've been living with your whole life, probably since childhood, something that's deep rooted in that. So here you've probably dealt or had trouble finding your emotional compass and understanding what your true emotional alignment is and embracing your emotions and embracing yourself as an emotional being. And it looks like that actually in your current state you have come to fruition and manifested that, and you've come to terms with that, where you can be this emotional person and feel fulfillment in who you are. And in terms of going forward, in terms of advice, obviously you don't seem to need much advice. You've attained a lot already. But in terms of moving forward, it is the Page of Swords. So with the Page of Swords, it's about beginning new journeys. And here I think for you is about continuing your journey in terms of knowledge. So here with swords, we're talking about our thought processes, our knowledge. And here it's about expanding your knowledge, going deeper into your understanding of who you are, possibly even looking deeper, reading more books, talking to more people who are in alignment with who you are in terms of an emotional being. Understanding that there's more to know about yourself, not just on an individual purpose now since you found that, but maybe in terms of general emotion, you can learn even more about yourself. You are thirsty for knowledge. The Page of Swords is thirsty for knowledge. He has a lot of questions. He wants to know things. He wants to expand his awareness. And I think that's exactly the path that you've come to achieve. And now you're realizing there's even more to uncover and unravel and to understand about your emotional journey. I think that is all I see right now. So it shows here that you have achieved a lot and that you've overcome very limiting, very strict, regulated way of looking at yourself and living your life in the past. And in the past, following this way only has made you repress your emotions, bottle them up, etc. But now that you've understand that that you are an emotional being, that you are someone who has to embrace their emotions and allowed to be emotional, probably even artistic and creative as well, that you've attained a lot, and you've gone through a journey which the tens show a completion cycle, that you've attained a lot and that you have come to true fruition of who you really are and to be your authentic self. And moving forward, just continue your journey in terms of knowledge, of self-awareness, of understanding who you are, and take advantage and be proactive in learning more about emotions and who you are, possibly, especially if you're creative or artistic, continuing and nurturing all those emotional aspects of you that you have learned, and go further and deepen your knowledge about them. That's all I see for stack number 2, guys, so let's move on to stack number 3. Okay, guys, so we're going to move on to stack number 3. Moving on. Let's see what we got. Ooh, okay. Okay, got it. Okay, guys, so looks like your current state right now is the Temperance card. So with Temperance, it shows that you have achieved balance in your life, and not just like emotional balance or financial balance or whatever, but here it shows that there's a certain balance, I think, overall in your general being right now that you have accomplished and achieved, where maybe in the past you have been very volatile, very extreme in your behaviors or patterns or ways of thinking, feeling, whatever it may be, and you've attained a certain middle path now that you can follow. The understanding that when your energies are in extremes, or you could be too much or too little of one way, you know how to bring it back to the center. So here you've understand and mastered something about yourself in terms of understanding your own personal energies and how to bring them into balance. So let's see with your hidden emotion. Okay, with the hidden emotion is the King of Pentacles reversed. So actually maybe with this balance, it's more about your material realm. Here with the King of Pentacles reversed, this is a person who may have had very bad spending habits, who may have gambled, who does not know how to really keep money, who doesn't know how to manage his finances. So in the past, maybe you have done these things. Maybe you've spent on yourself a little bit too freely. Maybe you never kept a budget. Maybe you never kept track of your finances really, or felt it important to keep track of those things. So it shows that maybe you found a balance in terms of your material realm. So with your material realm, maybe now you've come to a point where you've found financial stability, where you feel like you have a foundation now. You set budgets, you know what your finances are, and you actually have a path or goal that you want to achieve in the future in terms of your money, in terms of your financial stability, ways that you want to take care of yourself on the material realm. And even here, like with the King of Pentacles, this could even mean health-wise too. So with health, also a material thing on this material plane is about maybe you ate too much. Maybe you didn't really understand your diet. Maybe you're a little bit more sedentary in your actions. Maybe you didn't go out more or really find a need to exercise, or to be active, or to use your energy in terms of your health. Maybe you had bad eating habits. Maybe you didn't follow a certain regimen of any kind. You just kind of ate what you wanted because you could, but then maybe you've come to a point where you couldn't do those things anymore, and you had to find balance, not just because you wanted to survive and be healthy and continue living a life that you could live. How this hidden emotion affected you, you could see it right here. From here, with all these extreme energies in terms of your material realm, you may have hit rock bottom at one point in your life. So how this affected you is that you hit rock bottom very hard because either of your financial or health, I would say financial, health, or even work-related material realm or material aspects. So here with the Ten of Swords, it shows that you've hit rock bottom, but with the reversed here, Ten of Swords, you took on a more positive approach toward it. You understand that you hit rock bottom, but now is the time that you have to change. You know, when you hit rock bottom, you can't go anywhere else but up, and you kind of saw it that way. So you embrace the emotions, you embrace the pain, you kind of understood and took accountability for the actions that you did in the past to now attain, look, temperance, look at that. So here it shows that through this great pain and through this great loss and hitting rock bottom is the greatest amount of potential for change, and you've attained a certain balance because of this. Through your excessive spending or lack of consideration for your health, you hit a certain point in your life where you said enough is enough, like this is really starting to kill me. This is starting to kill me financially or health-wise, and I need to find balance in them. So here, in terms of how this affected you, I could see this whole journey for you right here. And in terms of moving forward, how to deal with these emotions, you have the Hermit, which is a great card too. Another major arcana card like the Temperance card. So moving forward, you're understanding that through this process, you are going through this darkness, through these hard times with this lamp. And this lamp shows your truth, your personal truth. And you're using that to guide you. Because why? Because you're trying to understand who you are. The Hermit is alone. The Hermit is in isolation. He goes on a journey into the dark because he is the only one who can make this journey using his own truth as his guidance. So here you are doing the same exact thing through this journey, facing all these habits and possibly all these detrimental negative habits, hitting a bad place and coming to temperance, coming to a balanced outlook and a balanced new sense of being. And all this is leading toward understanding your most authentic self, the person who is in there behind all these things that we do. That is your truest self, and you want to start being in alignment with this person. You want to start expressing and finding this person so this person can take the forefront. So I think that's all I see for this set of cards, but here it shows that you've attained a certain sense of balance, a sense of temperance in your life through possible very excessive or extreme habits of either spending or health-wise. And then how this affected you was that you hit a place where you couldn't fail anymore. You just hit rock bottom pretty much. And the whole purpose of this was to find, honestly, to continue finding your most authentic self, to find out who you really are and be guided by your own truth now, your real truth behind all of this, to find out what your proper alignment is, what your purpose is, and who you truly want to be in this world. And that's all I see for this stack. So let's move on. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, guys. So we're going to move on to stack number 4. Moving on. Everyone's been getting really great cards, actually, so it's kind of amazing. Let's see. Oh, wow, okay. Looks like you, too. Everyone in their current state actually seems to be doing pretty well. So let's see. So for you, those of you who chose stack number 4, in your current state right now, you are the sun. You've gotten the sun card. So the sun card is about being like the sun. You are radiating right now. You're radiating with happiness, with joy, with achievement, with accomplishment and success. So like the sun, you are radiating all these wonderful emotions and vibes right now. You'll see a little kid, a little child naked riding on a white horse. So with the child, that is your inner child. He is taking the forefront of your life right now. You have kind of achieved a new sense of who your authentic self is at this current moment, and you're letting that person take the lead. And people are drawn to that because they can see that you're just being yourself, your most authentic self, and it is very magnetizing and attractive to a lot of people. So people want to be around you. They are inspired by you. They respect you, and they sense a certain just energy about you that is just so attractive right now. And in the past, let's say a hidden emotion. So in the hidden emotion, so let's say in the past it looks like with the Two of Swords reversed, you may have had to make a very tough decision in the past. One where all the thinking and rationale, look, she's blindfolded actually. So all the thinking and rationale and all the senses and trying to make sense of everything only took you to a point, and you were still stuck at a stalemate. And maybe you were stuck between a rough choice where it was just a rock and a hard place. So there was really no right answer, where there was just, you had to make a choice. And that decision could only be led by, if you look back here, there's water. It could only be led by your intuition and your emotions. So you had to make an intuitive choice at something, and whatever the outcome was, well, it looks like for the long term it served you. But in terms of the outcome, How did this affect you? Let's see how these emotions affected you. It was actually, maybe you might have made a very poor decision in that aspect. In that poor decision, you have actually become the Queen of Swords reversed. So with the Queen of Swords reversed, she was actually very cold, very emotionless, and not feeling. Maybe from making this choice, from trying to trust your intuition, and maybe it didn't serve you, you became this person who became emotionless after that, where you said to yourself, oh, I trusted my emotion, it betrayed me, and now I can't trust my emotion. Now I just feel cold, I feel bitter, I don't want to deal with anyone. And she could be very judgmental, very punishing. So for here, it shows that maybe you made a decision in the past. Look, even her, like it's another woman with a sword, another woman with a sword. So here she made a decision, and when she picked that sword, she became the Queen of Swords reversed. So here, you may have made a poor decision. It may have had its own consequences in terms of your life. It may have affected your life greatly. In terms of your thoughts. With the swords, we're talking about thoughts. So it might have changed, since it didn't serve you, it might have changed your belief system about yourself, it may have caused you to not trust yourself, it may have caused you to be more judgmental about others and yourself, to allow your inner critic to start feeling being reinforced, where your inner critic is saying like, yes, you know, this is what happens, this is who you really are, this is the decision that you made, you're not capable, you can't do these things, you made a poor choice, all these things. So it might have transformed you into this person, but at the same time, let's see, so in terms of coming into this, in terms of dealing with this, it looks like you, another sword, Six of Swords. It shows that you decide that you went through a tough situation where you had to escape. So you went through a tough situation where this person is crossing from one side of the river to the other. There's so much emotion here too, my God. So another water. So here she's crossing the river because it's a completely emotional journey right here. Here she's going through here because she went through a rough time and she needs to let go of the past. Well, letting go of the past and leaving all that baggage, leaving all that weight behind, you're trying to free yourself. And here it wasn't an easy journey. This person was still suffering, and she still carries some swords with her, but all the major swords that she's carried, all those major baggage issues, she had to let them go because she knew that there was a better life for her, and she had to cross her emotions here and go through this emotional journey. But here, she found calm through the emotions because the water is very calm. So she found some calm in there and some solace in terms of trying to go through this transition into something new, transition into actually, bam, into the sun, into finding a new truth about yourself. So here you made a decision, it didn't serve you, it took its toll on you, but you understood that I need to let that go. I need to let go of this baggage, this stuff that keeps on telling me that I'm holding on to in the past, all these past decisions that I made that hurt me. That's not what my life is about. You know, that's not the focus of my life. I need to move on and let all that stuff go and become who I really am, become who is really in me, my most authentic self, my inner child. So here, it shows a very emotional journey with so many swords and a lot of water aspects too, where you actually went through a hard time making a choice, you possibly made the wrong choice, it transformed you into someone very emotionless, very cold, and now in terms of getting over that, you've gotten over it, understood that the past is the past, you got to let it go, and you move forward, and now you've become the sun. You've become someone who is authentic, someone who understands who they are, that they are allowed to fail, that they are allowed to make mistakes, and that it does not define them. You are allowed to make mistakes because you're human, and that you are still a great person, that there's still someone inside of there who wants to live a happy life and who deserves happiness and is worthy of it. So here it shows a really emotional journey, honestly, in terms of your belief systems and how you've come to battle your own thoughts, things that, an internal battle, your internal conflicts, and it's only served you in your current moment where you've become the sun and you've become someone who is authentic and true. So that's all I see with this stack. I think this stack was really amazing, very powerful. Okay, let's move on. Okay, guys, so we're moving on to the final stack, stack number 5. Let's see what we got. Oh, shit. Okay. Okay, so Stack number 5. Okay, guys. So your current your current mood right now, or your current state right now, is the Two of Wands reversed. So with the Two of Wands, it shows that you are are considering discover on a path of discovery right now. That you want to take an adventure and that you're planning something for yourself where you want to kind of go out and pursue something, go on a new adventure and pursue a new goal. But with the reverse state, it shows that you are kind of doubting yourself and you may not you may be fearful of the journey ahead. This is a card that states whether you want to stay or you want to go. Do I want to leave my comfort zone, or do I want to go out there into the unknown, which I think right now you are very fearful of. Right now it shows that there's a lack of direction and focus and planning on what you exactly want to do. You understand where you want to go, but how to get there is another story. In terms of a hidden emotion, it's just kind of the same right here. Oh my gosh. So we're here. So this is a very dreamy state to be in, the Knight of Cups right here. So here you want to plan something and you may be caught up in the overly dreamy state. The Knight of Cups reversed is overly dreamy. They over-romanticize everything. They can get caught up in fantasy and be so caught up in their head that they are not grounded. That they can be caught up in just living a fantasy and not in reality. So here it's not saying that it's bad to dream. Dreams are where the potential is and dreams are where it starts. But if you want to make it a reality, you have to start working with reality. You have to start putting in steps and making grounded plans towards something. And I think that's exactly what this point is. You want to start a journey, obviously, as a knight and to go out there. But it's very difficult for you right now. In terms of how this affects you, it's the King of Wands. So that's the whole point of the Wand suit, is to go from here and attaining that to become the King of Wands. So the King of Wands here reversed, how it affects you is the fact that you may be starting to become overly ambitious, and with this over fantasizing, you may be wanting to achieve so much and have these grandiose ideas and visions of the future, but they are not grounded in reality. You may not even know where to truly begin, but you just have this big idea in your head, and it could be very overwhelming. Here it shows a lack of leadership in a certain way. In terms of here, it looks like you want to lead your life in a certain direction, in a certain adventure or path that you want to go into. But it leaves you stuck because you're stuck in a fantasy, that you don't have grounded plans or ways of attaining this goal yet. And here it's manifesting as just being overly ambitious and having a lack of direction and focus. With the wands here, that actually represents your fire energy, your energy to achieve and want to accomplish. When fire is not focused, it just goes everywhere. So it shows a little scatterbrainedness in terms of you may try to achieve something here and you go for it really hard, but then you fizzle out because you lose interest and it's not even complete. So then you move to another place over there and you try and complete something there and you go through the same exact thing and you just end up frustrating yourself over and over and over. That's what I see in this whole 3 cards right here. The fact that there's an overly dreaminess that's not grounded in reality right now. And in terms of moving on, is the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups upright. And here, it's not a great card, I'll be honest. It's a very tough card, a very hard pill to swallow. But it's build a bridge and get over it. That's what this card represents, is the build a bridge and get over it card. The fact that throughout all this journey, you may be experiencing a lot of disappointment. You may be feeling almost betrayed, and you may be feeling just such in despair, and you're taking it very much to heart, that the fact that you're just keep on trying to do something and it's not working for you, and you just feel completely disappointed and heartbroken all of this. But the fact is, he's focusing on these 3 cups that have fallen. Understand that there are 2 cups here that are upright. That's the whole point of this. You have to start living in your moment and understanding that there are still opportunities out there for you, and that you have to build a bridge and move forward. You have to keep going and understand. I hope that if this does apply to you, I hope that these will help encourage you to continue your dreams. But understand that there has to be groundedness in all of them. You have to have a real plan. It's great to dream. Dreams are where it all starts. But if you want to make it a reality, use reality. Work with reality. Work in reality, not fantasy. Fantasy only leads to into disappointment, because you're not working with what you need to do. So if you can just focus your energies here, especially with the fire, you have a lot of energy that you want to put towards something. So focus that energy and focus toward a real goal that will get you the biggest results, that will be the most efficient thing for you in terms of your bigger goal, and let go of some of the fantasy. It's great to be dreamy. It's great to dream about these things and understand the things that you can achieve and the things that you can feel in the future. But don't be so caught up in there because you can't attain them until you start putting in the work. Otherwise, it leads to disappointment. Look, another cup's right here. So here, in terms of moving forward, you may feel a little disappointed right now, but understand that there are still opportunities here. These two upright cups, still two opportunities here for you to move forward and to find fulfillment. But you have to start grounding yourself. You have to start working with your earth energy a little bit. Ground yourself. Make solid plans. Make a plan of action. Write things down. Talk to people who have gone through your same journey. Do your research, whatever it is. Find solid concrete ways of trying to accomplish your goal. Follow in the footsteps of others even. If your plan is similar to another person's, to what someone else has achieved, follow in their footsteps. There's nothing wrong with that. People do it all the time. Follow in their footsteps, learn from their path, and then you can veer off into your own path later on. But you need to set up a good, solid foundation for yourself if you're going to go on this journey and fulfill this dream. Don't over-fantasize. It's now you understand the dream, you feel the dream, you get it, but now it's time to understand that you are in this moment now, that your feet are planted in the present, that you have to start doing the concrete actions now while you can. Otherwise, you're just going to be putting your energies out to all over the places and not getting anywhere, and it will just lead to frustration. So moving forward, in summation, so here the Two of Wands shows that your current state, that you may be doubting yourself and being fearful of going on a new journey or a new adventure right now, of leaving your comfort zone. And a hidden emotion in terms of that is because if you're not going to leave your comfort zone, you're just going to be dreaming all the time, living in a fantasy. If you don't go out there and do the things with a good, solid plan of action and start achieving toward that goal, you're just going to be stuck in the fantasy realm. You're just going to be stuck on the dream and become stagnant. And in terms of how this affects you, it shows that you may become overly ambitious, that you may be starting to put your energies out into whatever, without action or without thought, and just start putting it where you think you need to, just in the moment, not without a real concrete action or plan. And then you just end up being burnt out. You end up being overly ambitious, and that leads to poor leadership, poor decisions. You have to focus your energy. And in terms of moving forward, you may feel disappointed right now. You may feel very betrayed and very heartbroken, but understand that there are still opportunities and this is not the end. Build a bridge, move forward, and you have to start doing what you need to do in the reality of what you want to do for your dreams. So that's all I see for stack number 5. I think that's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I really hope you found some enlightenment, possibly raised your own self-awareness, and above all, had some fun. I really hope we were able to connect through the cards. If not, you can always pick another stack, or hopefully we'll be able to connect on a future video. So if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. That would mean so much to me, and I will see you guys on the next video reading. Thank you so much. Bye.